So we will discuss topic of distance formula. Now we define distance as the length of one point to another point. Okay, so to find the distance between 2 points in a coordinate plane, we will use what we call distance formula. So distance formula, okay, is distance equal to squared of quantity x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus the quantity y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. But how did we derive from distance formula? So it comes from Pythagorean theorem. So if we have one point here, another point here, and describe this point as x sub 1 and y sub 1, this point as x sub 2 and y sub 2 connected. This line here can become the hypotenuse. Now the hypotenuse is the longest line. This is the opposite of a right angle. So how do we draw a right triangle here? Now we can draw a line from the x point here. Okay, a straight line. So let's draw imaginary line here. Okay, and also here at the top. So this part right here becomes our the um, right angle. Okay, since these two lines are perpendicular to each other. Now the opposite of the right angle is our hypotenuse. Now what is the formula for the Pythagorean theorem? So that is c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Okay, c squared is the distance. Okay, so that is d squared. But the length a is here. Okay, but how do we find it? Now we can find a distance of one point to another by subtracting it. So for example, you have 7 here as 0.1 minus the point 2, which is example 4. This 3 value here is the distance between 7 and 4. Okay, so we can say that x sub 2 minus x sub 1 is our ano, distance of x component. Now same concept as the for the y component. Okay, the difference of y sub 2 and y sub 1 is the distance of our y component. Okay, so let's call this now as a, and let's call this now as b. So a squared will become x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. Okay, we can square both sides so that this squared will become d, and just copy this. So now these two are the same, and that's how we derive the distance formula. So for first example, okay, so let's say we have 2 points here. This point is 3 and 4, and this point is 7 and 1. Okay, we need to find the distance from 3 over 4 to 7 1. Now let's identify first the values. Now this is x sub 1 and this is y sub 1. this is x sub 2, and this y sub 2. Okay, and for our formula, we have this d is equal to square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. Now, let's input the values. So x sub 2 is 7 minus x sub 1, which is 3, squared plus y sub 2, which is 1, minus y sub 1, which is 4, squared. Now, 7 minus 3 is 4, squared, plus 1 minus 4, which is negative 3, squared. 4 squared is 16 plus 3 squared, or negative 3 squared, that is positive 9. 16 plus 9 is 25, and square root of 25 is 5. Therefore, the distance between this point and this point is equal to 5 units. Now, let's move to our next example. Let's say that we, again, 2 points presented as negative 2 and negative 1, and 4 and unknown value, or y sub 2. And their distance is given with 10 units. So how do we find this unknown value with the distance given? So again, we will use the distance formula. So d is equal to x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared is equal to d is represented as 10, or 10 units. Then we have x sub 2 here, which is here, 4 minus x sub 1, which is also given, that is negative 2 squared, plus y sub 2, which is unknown, minus, so you can put this here, minus negative 1 and squared. Okay, so we can, to cancel the root or square root, we can square both sides. So squared and squared. So 10 squared is 100. And we just cancel the square root here. So it will become 4 minus negative 2 squared plus y sub 2 minus negative 1 squared. Now, let's solve this right here. So 4 minus negative 2 is 6 squared. 6 squared, that is 36. Plus y sub 2 minus 1, or just y sub 2 plus 1 squared. So we can't operate here, so we leave it like that. Now 100, we move 36 to the left side. Positive 36 will become negative 36. And 100 minus 36, that is 64, equal to what? Y sub 2 plus 1 squared. Okay, let's put it here. So in order to cancel this square side, we need to square root both sides. So square both sides, this will cancel each other, and square root of 64, that is positive negative 8, equal to y sub 2 plus 1. Now we have two possible outcomes. Okay, that is one with positive 8 equals to y sub 2 plus 1, and one with negative 8 equals to y sub 2 plus 1. So let's find the value here. Now y sub 2, let's put 1 to the left side. That would become 8 minus 1, which is 7. Again here. So y sub 2 is equal to negative 8 minus 1. is negative 9. So these two is our possible value for y sub 2.